Hello everyone and welcome to a Tech Brews Games review. My name is Gage and today we are reviewing SpongeBob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake. It often feels like an eternity since Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated was released. But now the good people at Purple Lamp Studios are back to bring us SpongeBob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake. The Cosmic Shake is a spiritual successor to Battle for Bikini Bottom, meaning the game is directly inspired from Battle for Bikini Bottom but does not explicitly continue the storyline. During this review, I will try to avoid spoilers and boss fights as much as possible, with the exception of one boss fight which we will discuss later. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Cosmic Shake is that perfect kind of game that isn't difficult but can on occasion pose a bit of a challenge. The kind of game that you could play when you just want to unwind after a long day and play a game that doesn't require too much brain power. There's no doubt about it, this game is a superb single-player, color-infused, silliness-filled, absolute joy to play from start to finish. It picks up right where the last game left off, in Bikini Bottom, the home of our hero SpongeBob SquarePants and all of his friends. But things go downhill quickly after SpongeBob and Patrick spend a fun-filled day at Glove World, where SpongeBob buys a mysterious bottle of bubbles that destroys the city that he loves so much. It's up to our favorite Sponge and his balloony best friend to restore Bikini Bottom to its former glory. And just like that, you're tossed into the brightly colored world of Cosmic Shake. At the start, you only know one move to defeat your jelly enemies, the spin attack. As the game proceeds, you learn more and more moves to add to your repertoire, and by the end of the game, you are fully prepared to take on any type of enemy the game throws at you. Following the spin attack, you learn the bubble attack, the butt stomp, the karate kick, the scare attack, the double jump stomp, and finally, the deadly leaf blower attack. Using these moves, SpongeBob becomes the ultimate savior of the sea, causing damage anywhere he goes. And speaking of damage, oh boy, can you cause a lot of it. There are endless opportunities to cause destruction, decimation, and obliteration on your mission to save the city. Because if you didn't, how else would you collect those valuable jellies? Jellies are collected by smashing your way through tiki heads, finding them littered throughout the game, and dropped by your jelly enemies. On the topic of enemies, the game has a multitude of gelatinous adversaries for you to take on. There are jellyfish, jelly bandits, tartar jellies, jelly makers, big jellies, ninjellies, baby booms, slamvilles, spooky jellies, boxing jellies, burrowers, and squid jellies. And they're all on a mission to stop you from liberating Bikini Bottom. Each one of your jelly enemies has a special way that it can be defeated. The monsters early in the game are easily conquered by a simple spin attack or butt stomp. But once the more fearsome jelly adversaries appear, they are less straightforward to defeat. Specifically the big jelly and the burrower. Both of these opponents need to be stunned to attack, and they take 3 hits while stunned to defeat. Somewhere in between the easy and the hard foes lies the rest of your jelly enemies, which take 1 or 2 hits to defeat, with the irritating ninjellies needing to be stunned before attacking. However, I have found that it is often easier to just dodge them and let them fall to their deaths instead of directly attacking them. Overall, the variety of the intimidating challengers keeps you on your toes and thinking of more creative ways to defeat them all without losing your undies. SpongeBob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake has 7 different wish worlds for you to explore and fight your way through. Each level has at least one of your friends and a building or 2 for you to rescue and return to Bikini Bottom. The levels in no particular order are Wild West Jelly Fields, Halloween Rock Bottom, Medieval Sulphur Fields, Pirate Goo Lagoon, Jelly Glove World, Prehistoric Kelp Forest, and Karate Downtown Bikini Bottom. The levels are well laid out and are difficult to get lost in. There are ample opportunities throughout these vivid wish worlds for you to investigate and look for hidden treasures, like golden undies, golden spatulas, and most importantly, the gold doubloons. In addition, these wish worlds are home to many fun mini-games that you can play to earn doubloons and other goodies. Generally speaking, the levels are wonderfully designed and laid out, with only a few areas that got a little frustrating to get through. Although, that could just be because of my poor gaming skills. While you are out on your escapades in the different worlds, you will have no shortage of music to listen to. Cosmic Shake has a fantastic soundtrack that will have you humming it throughout the rest of your day. The music feels very nostalgic and brought me back to a sunny Saturday morning in 2003 when all I had to worry about was whether I wanted Captain Crunch or Cinnamon Toast Crunch for breakfast. As an adult, this is exactly the type of music I want to be listening to as I work on monotonous tasks in my adult life. Alongside the music, the bright and lighthearted graphics of this game add to the immersive experience of playing through the 7 different levels of this game. This is the type of game that would look phenomenal on an OLED TV or even a Nintendo Switch OLED. But even on your standard TV or computer monitor, this game still has as much vibrancy as an Andy Warhol piece of pop art. The game is chock full of Easter eggs and references to the world-famous SpongeBob SquarePants cartoon. My personal favorite was the detailed freeze frames that we saw in many of the iconic episodes. These are cleverly sprinkled throughout the worlds and made me laugh every time that one of them popped up out of the blue. Words cannot express how nostalgic this game makes me feel as I played through it, and I couldn't help but smile as I battled my way through the vibrant landscapes of Cosmic Shake. Well, as you may have noticed, I do not have many bad things to say about Cosmic Shake. That would be because the game is an extremely enjoyable and joyful game to play, but it is not without its flaws. While I do understand that this is a kid's game, I think the game could benefit from more difficulty levels. Making the monsters even a little stronger or having them cause more damage would create a more intense and challenging game. I mean, let's be honest, half of the people playing this game will be in their 20s and 30s and might appreciate a more difficult setting to play on. It just feels like a little bit of a missed opportunity. Speaking of missed opportunities, I would have loved to see some more upgradable features in the game. I feel like the golden spatulas that are sprinkled sparsely throughout the Wish Worlds would have made for a great upgrade currency. You could use these spatulas to upgrade your attack moves to make them stronger against your fearsome foes. One final thing that I think could bring this game to the next level: why not incorporate some kind of multiplayer game mode? Even something as simple as mini-games that you could play with friends and family. Think Mario Party, but with the familiar faces of Bikini Bottom. As I stated at the beginning of the review, there's only one boss fight that needs to be talked about. During the battle with Pearl, or as she's called on this level, Pom Pom, I found it to be an irritatingly difficult part of the game. I struggled quite a bit on this part of the game, and I died multiple times during this boss fight. Something about fighting off enemies while trying to dodge Pom Pom's tears was a giant pain, and did not seem to flow with the difficulty shown in the rest of the game. But again, this could just be my below average skills in video games. Once you have completed all 7 Wish Worlds and restored Bikini Bottom to its former glory, you are free to revisit all of the different levels where you can complete the game to 100%. During your first playthrough, there are many locked exploration opportunities. But with all the knowledge you have gained, you can now go back and collect every single doubloon, spatula, and pair of underwear hidden in the scenic world of Cosmic Shake. If you're planning to buy this game for PC, it's important to make sure your system can play the game to its full potential. Luckily for everyone, this game is extremely easy to run, and its recommended requirements are nowhere near that of today's AAA titles. It only recommends a processor like the i5-3570K, an 11-year-old processor, and an NVIDIA GTX 1050 Ti, which can be picked up used for as little as $50. It's a game that's designed for the masses, and I personally hope that it is played by the masses. SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake took me over 14 hours to complete just the campaign. Realistically, this is a 10 to 12 hour campaign, but with recording and making a video review, it took me longer. The game currently costs $39.99 on Steam. To me, it's worth the cost if and only if you already own SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Battle for Bikini Bottom is currently $29.99 on Steam and goes on sale several times throughout the year. To be honest, Battle for Bikini Bottom is indeed a better game than Cosmic Shake is. The campaign takes longer and feels more complete than Cosmic Shake does. As much as I loved Cosmic Shake, if you are looking to buy a SpongeBob game to play and enjoy, you should go for Battle for Bikini Bottom over the new entry. But if you have already played Battle, then Cosmic Shake is a worthy spiritual successor. And that's pretty much it. I hope everyone can get as much enjoyment out of this game as I did. I always walked away from the game feeling better than I did when I got on. My name is Gage, and this has been a Tech Brews Games review of SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. Be sure to subscribe and like this video, and if you want more Tech Brews Games, check out our podcast with new episodes every Friday.